Okay, so we have two maps for our units that we need to do. Our first one is going to be pre-World War I. So we're going to take a look at what countries were there, what the boundaries were, and also what alliances were formed at this point. So make sure you have at least 3 colored pencils or crayons. You'll need those, 3 different colors. You'll also need a pen or pencil to label your map with. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, so my map is going to get probably a little messy. We have a lot of countries that we need to label on here. We also have some cities that we're going to add on here as well. So I'm going to number some of these countries and then kind of create a key. You're welcome to do the same thing, although if you can fit it on your map, go ahead and write it on your map. So we're going to start right up here with Ireland. Beside that is Great Britain. Come across the English Channel, and we have France. Then we have Spain and Portugal. If you come back to France and then come directly over this small one, this I'm going to label number 1. Number 1 is going to be Switzerland. Directly below Switzerland is Italy. If we come back up above Switzerland here, this is Germany. This teeny tiny country right here, I'm going to label that number 2. Number 2 is Luxembourg. Luxembourg. That's the E-M. Luxembourg. Luxembourg. Directly above that, we'll number that number 3. Then number 4. Number 3 is Belgium. And number 4 is the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Coming on around, back up here into Germany, come north. Right here, this is going to be number 5. This is Denmark. Go across this body of water, and right here we have Norway. And we're going to label the bodies of water here in just a minute. Directly to the east of Norway is Sweden. And of course you know that this is Russia. Okay? All right, let's come back to Germany. We're going to come straight down and to the east, so southeast, and you're going to have Austria-Hungary. Okay? Directly below that, this large country here, this is Serbia. To the left of Serbia, this is going to be number 6. This is Montenegro. Okay, Montenegro. Then number 7 is going to be Albania. And down below Albania, this is Greece, which if you took World History 1, you should remember that. Let's go back to Serbia. Directly to the east of Serbia, we have Bulgaria and Romania above that. One other major place that we need to make sure we have labeled is the Ottoman Empire. So over here, the Ottoman Empire. It's still around. Okay, so that should take care of all of our countries. Now I'm going to go back and add in some cities. So if you need to click pause, go ahead and do that and get those cities, or I'm sorry, get these countries labeled on your map. going to go through and I'm going to put the dots and then I'll come back and label them. So right here, about right here is where we have London. Okay, so I have all of my dots labeled in here for my cities. I'm going to go back and label them now. Here in Great Britain, this is London. This is Paris, the top dot in France. This is Versailles. Here in Germany, we have Berlin. This dot right here, this is Warsaw. Up here, we have St. Petersburg. Here in Austria-Hungary, we have Vienna. And down here in the Ottoman Empire, we have Constantinople. Come over to Italy and let's label Rome. And that should take care of all of our major cities that you need to know for this map. Okay, now our next part, we are going to shade in the allies, the allied powers, the central powers, and our neutral powers as well. So if you don't have all of these cities and countries labeled, please make sure you go ahead and do that now. I'm going to clear this, and then we'll get going on that. So the first one I'm going to start with are going to be my central powers. I'm going to start with my central powers, so please color in your map. I would suggest that you do the same colors that I use, but you do not have to as long as you go back and study your map, okay? Okay, so you can see here on my map, I already have filled in our main central powers. The Ottoman Empire, Austria-Hungary, and Germany. Those are the major central powers here. The next one we're going to do are going to be our allied powers. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in and then come back and you can get yours filled in as well. Okay, so now you can see that I have our allied powers shaded in with the green. You should have Ireland, Great Britain, France, Serbia, Montenegro, and Russia. All of those areas should be shaded in. Our next ones that we're going to fill in, these are going to be our neutral countries. So countries that weren't standing with the allies and they also weren't standing with the central powers as well. I'm going to use yellow for them. You're welcome to keep the same colors, like I said, or you can choose your own just to make sure that you actually study your map, okay? All right, so our neutral countries, or neutral powers, are going to be yellow. Okay, so there you can see all of the countries that were neutral. So the only thing that we really need to go back and do now is to label our bodies of water. And so we're going to start with a really easy one. Let me erase these countries here. So this is the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, the Atlantic Ocean. Right over here, in between Great Britain, Norway, and Sweden, we have the North Sea. We're going to jump over to the other side of Sweden. Right here, we have the Baltic Sea. If you come down over to Russia, right here above the Ottoman Empire, this is the Black Sea. And it does come up, there's some land here, or there's a gap in the land here, so this is also part of the Black Sea as well. Over here between Italy and Austria-Hungary, we have the Adriatic Sea. Okay, and that takes care of everything that you need to know for your map. Please make sure that you take the time to go back and make sure that your map looks just like this one. If you need to click rewind or pause and go back and get things, please make sure you do it, because I can promise you that you will see this map on your test. I promise. You'll see the map before World War I and you'll see a map after World War I. So please make sure you've got all of that taken care of, and I will see you next time.